or it has been a while. And it's weird to talk into this black void of a camera. But I just wanted to come on here and just chat about what's been going on. And the past, I would say, like two, maybe 3 weeks, I haven't been feeling like quite myself. And I think that's due to a couple of factors. But yeah, I just wasn't in the right headspace and was feeling a lot of self-doubt. I think I think that was pretty evident in my last video and just got progressively more intense like over the weeks. And I think that was because of the market that I was planning for that I decided I will no longer be a part of. And then also some stuff with my personal relationship. Everything is good, but there have been difficult conversations, so yeah. And I think just overall feeling that sense of doubt, and especially like internal doubt, and how that manifests itself in different ways, like in my work, my artwork, and just like in my personal life as well. And like I mentioned in my last video, I have always dealt with that doubt and have like pretty high to unrealistic expectations of like what I can accomplish. And so when I don't meet those expectations, it takes me to a really, really low point. And that's what happened this week. And to the extent that it was like pretty crippling, and I wasn't present, and I wasn't present to others, and there was a lot of negative self-talk that was happening that I hadn't really participated in a long time, and have done, I would say, like an okay job of trying to like step away from that, and have worked with others, and like I've been in therapy to try to mitigate that as much as possible. But you know, life happens and it creeps in, and for me personally, it kind of snowballed. And so for a couple of days, like I was feeling pretty low, and eventually got out of it. And so I think that was like reflected in my work, and I was like really down about things not going to plan, and anticipating the pieces that I was making for this market to be really good, and was really excited for them, and then them not ending up the way that I wanted them to look, which is okay. And I think part of it is just my timing too. Like I didn't test out a lot of like the different glazes and colors, and so I just didn't have time and felt very rushed. And so it was a little bit of like poor planning on my part, but I was also beating myself up for that. And I just wanted to say that I think it is okay if you're feeling low, as long as you're able to like get out of kind of like that low point. And I think this is kind of like regurgitated from what I said in the last video, but I think it's important to say, and I think it's an important reminder for people, because for me personally, sometimes it's hard to convince myself that it's okay to feel that way, and I just dig myself in like into a deeper hole of negative self-talk. And yeah, sometimes it's really hard to get out of that. Sometimes you don't get out of that for a while. So I was in a funk for what felt like a long time. And now, like, I'm in a better place, I'm in a more positive place, and reminding myself that it's okay if things don't work out, that it's okay to pivot. And I think hopefully that shows like a sense of like resilience in myself, that at times like I couldn't bounce back. I just wanted to come on here and kind of share that. So the plan is I will be pivoting from what I thought would be like this pretty expansive collection of pieces. And I think I'm just gonna focus on one item and perfect that, and hopefully it'll turn out okay, and I'll do better about testing my work beforehand and plan accordingly in terms of a timeline. I'm not writing off markets completely. I do want to do them in the future. I think I just need to do better with my timing wise and like have more realistic expectations of what I can produce. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get out of that headspace. It's hard to feel like less doubtful about your work, especially if you're putting it out to the public. I just wanted to say that's okay. It's okay to wallow. It's okay to take time and be sad. I created that space for myself this week. And I think it was like productive in the way that it was able to motivate me to think about kind of the things that I could have improved on like in this whole process, but also kind of explore some of the, I guess, underlying reasons why I was feeling that way, because I think ultimately sometimes it's not just one thing, that it's just like a series of things that kind of manifest themselves in a certain feeling or a certain emotion. So yeah, I think we're good. I just cleaned mostly everything in the apartment, and I am feeling positive, which is good. I just went for a walk, picked up some artwork that I had purchased from a gallery show last month, I think, and it was really cool to see it in person. They're also currently having a show, and I'm very grateful to be able to purchase a piece of work that I really love by an artist that I really enjoy, and supporting an organization that I think is really important in Oakland, and it's called Creative Growth. And yeah, let me show you what I ended up getting. So I got this cool piece by an artist named Marion Bolton, and they are an artist with developmental disabilities supported by an organization called Creative Growth in Oakland. And I really love it. It's made out of wood. It's a little wall hanging. I'm not sure, I think this is like pastel maybe? Oil pastel on wood. But I thought it was really cool. It's a cute little bird. And I saw it in person at a show last month. And yeah, I really wanted it for myself. So I'm probably going to hang this up at some point this week, or maybe next week. I can show you an example of what I thought I was going to bring to the market to sell, but ended up dropping out of the market just because I wasn't happy with the pieces, and I don't want to put work out there if I can't stand behind it in terms of quality. I definitely don't want people to pay for it if, yeah, I just don't believe in it, or I don't think quality-wise it's up to like my standards. So this is the piece, and you can see like the glaze is like really wonky. I wanted the image to be like a little bit more vibrant and a little bit more opaque, and it's just not that. Like even inside, the white glaze that I used was like really runny and is inconsistent in opaqueness, and I really didn't want to be selling these because of that. So I just need to do more testing, which is unfortunate, and I'm really bummed about not participating in the market tomorrow, but that's okay. I just need to do more testing and like account for more time to do that, and I realize that requires like a longer process in terms of completing work, but I'm down to do that if it means that the quality and like what I can control to my best of my ability is there. So it's a little bit gloomy out today, so that's why I have the light on, so it might be more artificially lit than usual. But I am gonna wedge up some clay. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a bit of testing with different weights of clay. And so I'm gonna do 3 different weights to see what comes out to the best looking bowl, I guess. And then we'll go with that. So we'll do some mudging, we'll do a test run on the wheel, and then we'll just call it a day. glass bowls. This one is 8 ounces, 12 ounces, and 16 ounces. So, I mean, I like all of them. I think for snack bowls, I might stick with the 12 ounce, but I really like this tiny 8 ounce one. I think that could be cute. Like, maybe like a little sauce bowl. And this looks like a cereal bowl. So I think maybe we'll nest them. We'll see how it goes, see what they look like nested, and then go from there. But they're gonna take a couple of days to dry. It's quite cold now in the Bay Area, so things take a lot longer to dry than usual, but we'll see how it goes.